Hey everybody, I'll give y'all a little time to come on. Excuse me and all my roughness because I have been working pretty much all day. I'm working on some projects and they are taking a lot of my time. So it's been a minute since I've been on. And sometimes it helps me to come on and talk to you guys and to check in. I know it's been a minute, but you guys, I'm in a very crucial time right now in my business, so it's been taking a lot of my time, and yeah, it's been taking a lot of my time. But I just felt like I needed to tap in because as I've been working on my stuff here, the one thing that keeps coming into mind is called fortitude. Fortitude, understanding, integrity. It's a foreign language these days. You know, we're living in a world that people gaslight and turn untruths, and everyone is trying to not feel their present body, not feel who they are, not be tapped into the presence of self and understanding and looking and giving and pulling in, not pushing out. And so I thought I would come on because I am a little tired because I am working. I am working a lot. And so that's why I haven't been on. I don't know if I told you guys, but I haven't really talked a lot about it, but I'm scaling my business right now. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I'm like really I can be exhausted at times. But I just really wanted to come by and just really talk about I have been out of the loop with what's going on in the society because I have not been able to like look at anything because I have been literally, focused because I have a lot of deadlines to really uh, finish. And so I want to thank you guys that are come on. Hi, I love the pink. You know that's my color. My website color. I love it. Thank you. You made me smile. I'm sorry I look tired, you guys, but I've been working diligently. I just got out of work about an hour ago, but I started at 7 this morning. So I have been working. Like, what's up? Everything is good, you guys. Everything is good. And you know what? I appreciate you guys because y'all always show up because I'm so random. But you guys, I'm not just random to be random. I like literally have a business and I'm right in the middle of scaling. I'm so right in the middle of scaling. And so it's a lot of work, and I've been like just burrowed in because I have deadlines. Thank you for the happiness. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Y'all, you know what? Y'all know how to relax my nervous system. Can I tell you something? Because I talk about that a lot. I talk about the nervous system a lot because it's so many things that are out there that are causing our nervous system to be out of whack. See, I don't know why that's been happening a lot on my phone. I'll be having this conversation with you guys, and then my phone will just turn off. And I didn't turn it off, it just turns off. I don't know why it does that, you know? I really don't. But yeah, I really thank for you guys for coming in. I appreciate you guys. Right now, I'm doing a lot of work. I have a lot of deadlines, but I needed to come on because you know what? I wanted to show you guys some love. I wanted you guys to really know that I'm alive. I'm alive. And I haven't been on the media. I haven't been on social media. I haven't been on anything. I've just literally been working, giving my heart and my soul to my, you know, I'm doing some software changes and just a lot of stuff. And oh, and my daughter is in the hospital right now having her she was supposed to have the baby until like next week. So I was gonna go next week, right? And she's actually the doctor. She's in labor. She's having a little boy. He's going to be a Pisces. I thought he was going to be an Aries. He's supposed to be an Aries, but he's coming early. And I love Pisceans because they're mystical, they're loving, they're calm, they're beautiful people. And it's so weird because we're in Pisces right now. We're in Pisces, and we're having a new moon in Pisces. So it's a beautiful thing. It's like celebration. I love the fact that I'm a grandmother. You know, I have how many I got now? I got four. Got four. You know, four little ones. No, three little ones and one older one. So yeah, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And so and so she's having her baby. I have been so ingrained in integrating energy. Um and one thing I wanted to talk to you guys, I think what is I really want y'all to get this because it's really has helped me so much, is really being mindful of how your nervous system is feeling at this time. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm fine. How are you doing? And I kind of wanted to talk to you about the nervous system because you guys, like I even notice it with my clients. My clients, they're just uptight. And I want you guys to be mindful to regulate your nervous system. And you can tell, a lot of times I tell people it's just put your hand like right here. And if your heartbeat is going like that, a lot of times that's your nervous system. That's because you got so many vibrational beings that are coming through your auric field. You got media that's coming through your auric field. You got all this stuff coming. And if it's not bad news, it's frightening news. It's always something. And so sometimes, yes, I love those pecans. Ah! And sometimes we need to be able to be mindful. And this is one thing I've been really, really concentrating on some of my clients. Um, because if you've been through trauma, any type of trauma in your life, what happens that trauma holds itself in your body, and then when you're under a lot of pressure, it activates itself through your nervous system. Your system is the memory of your soul. It's the memory of your trauma. It's the memory of your good. It's the memory of everything. And if you can be mindful of what you're feeling, and sometimes, like, even when I'm working, if I feel like I could tell in my chest, or I could tell in my shoulders if I'm feeling like that. I could tell in my jaw if I'm not, copacetic. And so what I'll do is I'll even like tap my wrists tap my wrist, go or pull myself away from work, and I will literally just sit there and take deep breaths, because it's very, very important that you be mindful of your energy, mindful of your spirit, mindful of how you're feeling, mindful of what's around you, because I will say, "Aw, you're welcome. You're welcome." And you guys, I just want you to know that um I'm actually creating. One of you guys asked me a few weeks ago, did I finished my software? Some of my software I have finished, and it's in my bio. But that's more dedicated to, it's a mantra for when you take a bath, and there's some other stuff that I'm coming out with. But I've been working really hard to make sure I can love on y'all, because we're not being seen enough. And I've been noticing that. I've been noticing a lot of us are not being seen. It's so much noise. It's loud, it's loud. Like, it's so loud. Like, it goes to bed with us. So, me just saying, be mindful of your nervous system, be mindful of how you're feeling, what you're feeling, what your body is doing. Your body is a big indicator if your nervous system is out of whack. How you feeling? What's going on in your heart? What's going on in your body? It tells it talks to us all the time. But what happened? We suppress our emotions. We suppress. Some of us just really need to have a good cry. Some of us, because you know what? We're living in a society that you're not allowed to have emotions. It is okay for you to be emotional. No, you know what? That's really a compliment, because I have not. I have, y'all. I don't know what's going on, but they keep. I keep getting. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It's been doing that a lot. Can y'all explain that to me? Like, why is my live being interrupted? Okay, remember to guard your privacy. I am. I mean, am I? I'm a guard. Have I? I'm guarding my privacy. But I don't know why it keeps shutting me down. It keeps shutting me down. It's been happening a lot lately when I've been going on. But I want to thank you guys for like sticking with me, because it's been real busy, and I know that I can be on and off sometimes, but I'm in the middle of scaling, so it's a lot of work. And but I do want you to know that we are all feeling a certain kind of way. And what we're doing, and if you get mindful of how you're feeling, I'm telling you, the nervous system is attached to your gut health. The nervous system is attached to your mental health. The nervous is attached to every part of your body. And that's why it's so important for us to be mindful of how we're feeling, be mindful of how we're breathing, be mindful of how we clenching our teeth. Do you know when you clench your teeth, that means like you're holding in some stuff. Just really allow yourself to be relaxed. And that's why I like to come on with you guys sometimes, because it relaxes me, especially when I had a long day, because you guys are so wonderful, wonderful people. And you know what else is so good for your body? It's being real about your emotions, really sharing how you really feel. Greetings, sweetie, greetings. you know, um, It's literally you literally can calm your whole body down, being aware of what your body's doing, you know? And it doesn't matter how stressed you may be, because we need to tap in. It's so much negative everywhere. It's everywhere. And we need to be mindful of how we're feeling. But what I spoke about today in TikTok, I was just explaining that I have been actually, I started work this morning. I didn't get out to 8 because I'm doing some work on my website, right? And I have been like, you know, letting you guys know that I'm live again on my website. But what's so interesting, I have been in knee deep in technical stuff for the last 2 to 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks. I lost track of time, because when you're diligently working like that, you don't have no, I have no sense of time. I actually missed my daughter's birthday. I had to call her and just really apologize, because I didn't even know what day it was, because I really have a lot of things I have to get done. There are different tools that I have for you guys to help you guys understand and really revive your nervous system and regulate it, get it regulated, so you can understand, like, when you're feeling a certain kind of way, you can be able to, like, tap in to your body and know, okay, I my body is acting like this because I'm feeling stress. And so as long as you know this and you're mindful of it, and you respect your body and you respect yourself, and you begin to say, you know what, because and I'm gonna tell you guys, don't have no shame. Don't have no shame. Don't let nobody shame you, because there are times, especially in this energy that we're in, like, we're having like deja vus. I've been having deja vus. I've been having flashbacks of my childhood, which my childhood was very traumatizing. I was a very traumatized child, and so I'm even having flashbacks and things like that, okay? But you know what I do, like, about a week ago I had a flashback, and I remember when it came on, it just came out of the blue. I was right there where the trauma hit me. I was that child again, and rather than try to gaslight myself and say that I'm not feeling what I'm feeling, I literally laid down, and I laid down, and I literally leaned into that part of me, that child, that light within me, and I just cried. I allowed myself to cry. I allowed myself to mourn her, because she's trying to heal with me. And a lot of times when we're healing, we're forgetting about the point of injury, because what happens is, like I say, and I this is just what I do with my clients. It's just I've and even with myself, it's just like your point of injury could be many ages. You have to go back into those periods of time and really look at those emotions and feel those emotions, and allow yourself to be able to be expressive in those emotions, because a lot of we've been told and talked to that we can't have emotions. We can't feel. We gotta always be perpetrating. We always gotta be something that we ain't. And it's so important for us to be all of us. There's nothing wrong when you need to hear yourself. There's nothing wrong when you need to feel yourself. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, that is true life. That's you living. And it's okay. It's okay sometimes. And we don't give ourselves permission. It's okay to give yourself permission. Give yourself permission to be in your body, to be exactly who you truly are. You don't have to compete with Instagram. You don't have to compete with YouTube. You don't have to compete with Facebook or TikTok. You don't have to compete with none of that. Your only competition is you. Is you. Not somebody over there, not somebody over there. It's you. And then live your best life. Because your only competition is to yourself. And being mindful of how brilliant Source was to even create you. Because you are absolutely fabulous. And don't let nobody tell you any different. Because we got a lot of people telling us, you're too fat, you're too skinny, you ain't pretty enough, you look like this, you look like that. Don't let nobody do that to you. People I love the most is the people that have inner beauty. The people I love the most are people that are real. I like authentic people. People that don't have a problem showing their emotions. We are not mummies. We are human beings having a human experience, experiencing the human side of us. It's okay to have every emotion in that expression. And don't let anybody tell you different. Don't let anybody try to gaslight you and say, like, what, don't shame yourself. And don't shame yourself for the healing. Because when you're in the healing process, let me say this again. When you're in the healing process, it is the most loneliest place to be. It's like you're isolated from the world. But you know what? You're really not isolated. You're glowing up. And what happens when you are a butterfly? What happens to a butterfly? Before the butterfly can become, he has to go into the cocoon, and there are several stages that that butterfly has to go through in the cocoon to become its full self to fly. And sometimes in that state, it is lonely, it could be painful, it could be hopeless, and but when you begin to shed and you begin to get those wings, you will look back and see and understand the whole process. Even though you don't understand the process right now, the last 3 years, I have let go so many friends because they did not have my best interests, and they were users. And and I'm the type of person, I'll tell you once. I may tell you twice. I will never tell you a third time because I'm a communicator. And so I will let you know. And so sometimes you have to let those people go. And I was thinking about it because if I did not let those people go, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now today, tonight. I would not be here talking to you. My channel wouldn't have grown the way it's grown because guess what? I let people go and I was in that lone place, and you guys, the people that have been with me from the get, you guys have helped me through this stuff. Y'all been down, 4 toes down, 5 times. Is it 4 or 5? It's 4 or 5 toes down. But y'all been there. And I appreciate you guys for that. Because you know what? Mm-mm, mm-mm. People come to you nefarious. They not true to themselves. So how are they going to be true to you? And you can always tell how a person's going to treat you is how they treat themselves. Because when you look between the lines and you look behind the veil, you realize they the wizard from the Wizard of Oz. And you remember the wizard from the Wizard of Oz? Remember how fake he was? And everybody started realizing, dude, you ain't got no powers, right? And that's what people will do. They will have you fooled. So sometimes you have to let people go. And it's lonely for a while. But that's when you become your greatest. That's literally when you do your glow up. Like I think 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I just started like, okay, we're not aligned. You gotta go. We ain't aligned. You gotta go. And if you're not aligned with someone, because what happens is when you are around them and you go home, you're exhausted. You're exhausted. You feel like your energy has been sapped. Or you'll see them do something that's kind of on the gray area. Something that you wouldn't do, right? So it's just like when I made that decision, it was like I was so lonely. I was just like because I moved here from another state, and my state, I was popular. Everybody, I had all these fans and a business and everything. And then I moved where I didn't know anybody and they didn't care, right? And so when I started getting friends, I was having a hard time looking at them for who they really was, even though they were putting me through things, right? And so when I remember when I just made that decision, I said, you know what? I'm going to aggressively take back my life. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend with people. I'm gonna take back my life. I'm gonna be me. And if they don't like me, oh well. Okay. And so the moment I started doing that, I started like letting people go that wasn't aligned with me. And when I started letting those people go that wasn't aligned with me, I have done, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not been easy. In fact, it's been very difficult. But I'm gonna tell you something. It has been my best work. Like I have done my best work in this dark place. If you get what I'm saying, I began to literally get focused. I began to understand my mission. I began to understand because when you got people that are like parasites all over your body, you can't even feel your own energy because you got other people's energy on you. And sometimes you got to get all that energy off you so you can have clarity of mind, clarity of thought, clarity of heart and soul, if you know what I'm saying. And so when you let them go, the reason it hurts and the reason you feel lonely and the reason because they were taking your life source, they were taking you, all of you, and then you were trying to you were so it's like we get comfortable with that. We get comfortable with every time we with that person, they make us tired. Every time we with that person, something always gotta show out or show up, right? And so when you start removing these people, check it out. But think about it. Think about if you really think about it. What do they call those things? You go into the water and then they are leeches. Is that what they call? They're like little fishy, and then they leech on you. So think about it. You got all these leeches all over you. You got all these leeches over you, and then you start pouring. What do they do? They put alcohol or they do vinegar. They put something on it, and it makes them release from your skin. Think about when you get used to leeches being on you. You don't even realize that you got leeches. Then when you start seeing the leeches, you start realizing, oh my gosh, I'm infested. Then you're infested with all these energies. If you get what I'm saying, you're infested with all these energies. And then when you start letting them go, you feel lighter, you feel stronger. But then you get lonely for the drama. You literally start missing the drama that they cause for your life. But if you take those opportunities to sit with yourself, like how I sit with myself, I listen to music. I'll listen to music and I'll sit with myself and I'll ask God, I say, what do you want to say to me right now? Because right now I have nothing in my mind but voices of other people. I got voices of people telling me maybe you shouldn't do that. Like even when I let me tell you something, you guys. When I got the vision for my website, now mind you, I was in a creative funk. I was in the process of doing a show for Bessie Johnson. And I remember like I was in the creative aspect of that. And it was nothing in my head. I had nothing creative to give to the world. And I was starting to get nervous because I was on a deadline and I had nothing in my head. And I remember sitting in my office and I was sitting in my office and I was so depressed because I would and this is what's so crazy. I was depressed. I was in a relationship that I just found out the guy was an alcoholic, and I'm so dingy sometimes. I didn't even know he was an alcoholic. He probably was an alcoholic the whole time we were together. But he drank vodka, and he was a undercover alcoholic, right? So all that stress that I was feeling, plus I was working full time. And so all that stress I was feeling, I couldn't create because I had so much stress. And let me tell you, when you got people that are parasites around you, you can't be creative. What happens? What happens when you got parasites on you? They suck in your blood dry. They sucking you dry. So you can't do anything. So I'm in my office and I remember looking at the calendar. And y'all, I didn't have no money. 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 And I I looked at the calendar and I go, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. This show's coming up. I can't think. I ain't got nothing going on. I go, I got to do something. And so I remember looking at the calendar and I went in, I opened my little drawer and I found a tack. And I got that tack and I looked at the calendar and I remember I said October 30th. And I think I was in it was kind of like I think I was like in August or September, right? It was like August, September. And I got that tack and I literally got the tack and I just put it on October 30th. And I said, I'm going to Europe. I'm going to Europe. I didn't know how I was gonna go. I didn't know how I was gonna work out. I didn't know. I didn't have no clue. And I actually end up going to Europe November around my birthday. I stayed in Europe. I literally stayed in Europe for 3.5 weeks because I told myself I am not going home. I am not going home until until I get some in my brain. So nothing was there. It was like a week and a half. Nothing. My mind wasn't doing anything. It was just I was so depressed. I was so depressed. And I remember going through this neighborhood and I was in Stockholm's, right? I went to London, nothing was happening, I wasn't feeling it, so then I go to Stockholm, so I'm in Stockholm, And I'm in a wall. And in Stockholm's the way the houses are made. Nobody has fences, right? Like you get like there's no fences. People don't have fences. So I'm walking and it's like it's a park and then they put houses around the park. It's so interesting how it was. So I take a walk and I'm just walking and I'm just kicking, trying to kick. I couldn't kick dirt because I was on grass and I was trying to figure it out. I was just trying to figure it out. I couldn't figure it out. So so I sit on this rock and I'm just sitting there and out of the blue, I came up with Hey Gorgeous You. That it just came in my head. And then I remember just looking in the sky and I said, okay, I'm back. It's good. I'm good. Because I had the idea of Hey Gorgeous You, right? And I still didn't know what I was going to do with Bessie Johnson, but I could feel the energy of creativity. So what I did is, soon as I got that message, the next week I got on a plane. I went home, had my website done in 3 months. I did the show. I ended up doing the show. The show was like thebomb.com. I couldn't even believe that she asked me to do her show, right? Like, and one thing I can tell you guys that even in my dark areas, even in my dark times, that's why I'm saying you got to have fortitude. You got to let people go and literally, it's like they're stealing your energy, your creativity, all that is your purpose. You do not want that to happen. Now you got to be aware to protect your energy, to protect yourself, because there are people that's all they do because they have no life force. So they take your life for it. So when I came back, I did that show. I started my website, and that's why my website is what it is today. But it was during that process that I had to get rid. I got rid of the boyfriend. I moved here. And then I had a bunch of friends, but I had a lot of toxic people around me because I still hadn't felt my way. But then when I started getting clarity, and that's why I'm saying sit with yourself, sit with yourself. Stop doing all this moving around. Sit still with yourself and ask source, help me, guide me, show me, give me a sign. And I kid you not, you ask for a sign, he's going to give you a sign. And so I came back. I was all refreshed. My mind was ready to go. And I think I did Bessie Johnson. I did Bessie Johnson's fashion show. Then I did Battle of the Slums for Oxygen. And all of a sudden I was blowing up. I was blowing it out of the water because why? I got rid of the toxic people. And so and I decided this 3 years ago, and you guys that have been following me, y'all know I literally stopped dating. I stopped dating. I went celibate. I stopped it all because when you begin to tap in to who you are, now you're not lost when you're around people that are trying to take your life source. You'll be able to identify them just like that. You'll be now I can be with somebody, I could be in a conversation with someone and know they not aligned with me. Because I am not like, and people may think I'm cruel. I don't even, and I'm the nicest person. I'm the nicest person. I just smile and go, you know, I'll smile and I go, oh, oh, I'm glad I'm done with that person. And I'll never talk to him again because I don't give explanations anymore. Like the men that didn't value me, like my phone is blowing up right now, right? Because when they get a certain age, They're looking for someone to take care of them. You know, my boyfriend of 18 years, he's struggling, and I love him. I love him. But, and I tell my girlfriends this, there's so many men that I have dated that I loved and I left them because they were not aligned. Because love ain't got nothing, the Tina Turner, what love got to do with it? I don't got nothing to do with it because if they not aligned with you and they make you feel pain and they don't lift you up and they not there for you, you can do bad by yourself. And so when I started just removing people, I was on an island by myself, you guys. I was on, hi, how are you? I'm sorry, I'm just running my mouth. Hi. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. I was on an island by myself, and I'm on an island right now. But you know what? Beautiful things are happening because I'm having breakthroughs, right? Beautiful things, you know. And when I started letting people go, that's when I went viral too. And I wasn't trying to go viral. I went viral accidentally. I didn't even know I was viral. My clients told me, Sarah, you're viral. I didn't know I was viral. One of my clients is like, do you know you're viral? I did not know. Because that was not my purpose. My purpose was to live embodied in my full self and stop letting people take parts of me that didn't deserve to be in my world, did not deserve to be in my auric field, did not deserve to have who I am as a human being. That's sacred. Understand your how exclusive you being sacred is. Don't let just anybody come in. Like, why would you want to swap spit with somebody that don't value you? No, no. You have to say no. So yeah, it's been 4 years. Yeah, it's been 4 years. It was 3 years. It was 3 years, but we're in 2026, so it's been 4 years. 4 years. So, and for a Scorpio, we're always in a relationship. But I decided I didn't want to be in one. I chose not to be in one.